Okay, so today I'm test riding the Indian Chief. This is the Super Chief Limited. It's got the larger engine. It's got the navigation system. So this is courtesy of Indian Motorcycles of Oklahoma City. So I just took a ride on the the Chief Bobber, and a beautiful red color. It has the smaller of the two different engine types. I really enjoyed that test ride, and so I just got on the highway on this one. I've got a neat little route, so we're gonna run this up here a couple miles, get off on some side streets and take a little loop and head back down to the dealership. So this is like I said, the Super Chief Limited, and so it's got bags and the windshield. It's got the larger engine. This is a more comfortable design, at least for me anyway. I like the handlebars on this one better. It gives me a much more comfortable riding position. Now I'm going about 65, 70 miles an hour, so I'm sorry for any wind noise that we've got here. The Chiefs have a 4-gallon gas tank, where my Scout has like a little over 3. So it's going to have a little bit better range. This one also seems to have a little bit different suspension than the Bobber. It feels much more comfortable. You know, my biggest complaint on my Bobber, on my Scout, was the poor suspension. It's got very little suspension travel in the rear, and any bumps, man, they just jar right up through my back. But the Chief Bobber was not so bad. Far more comfortable. This one even more so. This one feels more like my Harley-Davidson Heritage Classic. Of course, it's a direct competitor with it, so I think if I were to buy one of these bikes, just like most everybody else and all of these, the first thing I would probably change is the exhaust. Sounds a little bit like a sewing machine. So we would definitely need to do an upgrade there. The forward controls on this bike, they seem to be a little bit more forward than the ones on my Scout, and also the ones that are on my Heritage. When I rode the Chief Bobber, I felt like I just had to keep pulling myself forward, like I couldn't get comfortable. And that could probably be cured with a handlebar adjustment, which is simple enough. This bike though, I don't think I'd change a thing as far as the setup. I don't know about the seat. I know on my Scout the seat was horrible. I don't know how they are on these Chiefs. I mean, this seat feels okay, but you know, you don't really notice till you've been on it for a little while, and it really starts to show. But like on my Scout, the seat was so bad after about 20-30 minutes. I mean, it was just, I just had to get off the thing. So I did upgrade the seat to a Corbin, which I really love, and I could ride that bike for hours now. So I don't know if the same would be true with this Chief or not. I like the infotainment screen, but to be honest with you, I really don't use a lot of that stuff. I'm more interested in just knowing my speed and my fuel, I guess. RPMs, the must-haves. I don't need a lot of those doodads, but I do like this this bigger engine. It seems to be more responsive. Each one has 3 different ride modes, and each one of these I've been riding in the standard mode. I didn't want to go crazy in the sport mode since it's an unfamiliar bike, and I do try to be very careful. I mean, this is not mine, so last thing I would want to do is do something crazy or foolish and mess somebody's bike up. I just really appreciate the opportunity that Indian of Oklahoma City provide for people like me to get out and check out these bikes and just test ride them and see how they feel. So, man, I really appreciate that so very much. And our Oklahoma City dealership, you won't find any finer dealership. Good family-owned business. Everybody is always very helpful and nice. And so I really do like our local dealership here in Oklahoma City. So Scott and all your crew, man, thumbs up to you guys. So it's a beautiful day here in Oklahoma City. It's a little cool. It's Friday before Easter, but it's not too cool to ride. Got the sun shining. The wind is not blowing your head off. So it really is a great day for a ride. So they got lucky on the weather side when they scheduled this thing. So once again, I'm just grateful to have the opportunity to check out these bikes. I've always wanted to ride one of these Indian Chiefs, and it was really going to be, you know, one of my first bike when I first started to ride. But at that time, I wanted something a little smaller, not so heavy, like the Scout. So that's why the Scout was my first bike. But now that I've had the bike a couple of years, it's killing my back on some of these rides that I take. So I can't help but wonder if maybe a Chief might be in my future. I do have the Harley-Davidson Heritage Softail, so I don't know if I would. It might be some just kind of duplication. I mean, 2 of the same type thing, so I'm not sure about that. But boy, it's good to actually experience this Chief, since it's really one of the first bikes that got my interest when I started to ride. So thanks again, Scott, Indian, and Indian Motorcycles of Oklahoma City. Really appreciate you guys. Yeah, I wish I would have gotten some video of the Chief Bobber test ride that I did, but I wanted to get familiar with the bike and everything, and I didn't want to be messing around with the cameras and all that jazz. So this is what we get, but I can't complain. So really nice bike. Both of the Bobber and this Super Chief Limited. By the way, this Super Chief Limited, I don't know if you can see it, but that gas tank, this paint, oh my God, it's beautiful. It's got this black and it's got this blue metal flake in it that in the sunlight, camera doesn't do it justice, I'm sure, but it is just gorgeous. Of course, they do take trade-ins. I'm sure I could work out some sort of a deal on a trade. The thing is, I've got a lot of modifications on my Scout, and of course, you know, you don't ever get your money back on those. It's a 2021. This is a 2023, so there would be a considerable upcharge. I'm sure if I did a trade, I could always try to sell the bike on the open market myself. But I gotta tell you, I really like my Scout. So, just not sure what I want to do just yet. But now that I've had the opportunity to ride this one, at least I know, and I don't have to wonder, because the whole time I've been riding that Scout, I've always wondered, well, I wonder if the Chief is a lot better. And it's difficult to say if one is better than the other. They are considerably different. They ride differently, they handle differently, they've got different power curves. They're just different bikes. Like I said, the only thing that I would change about my Scout, and maybe I can do it with shocks if I keep the bike, but is that suspension travel and that jarring thing that you get running up your spine.
Some overall thoughts on the 2023 Indian Super Chief Limited. It had a good ride quality. I liked the fuel range with the 4-gallon tank. The brakes were good, although I didn't get to really test them. Throttle response was not as good as my Harley, but I only rode it in standard mode. It was very comfortable to ride. The gauges are good. The cost, it compares with other Softail models with the Harley-Davidson line. Overall quality seemed to be very good. But most importantly, the fun factor, it was very high.
So here we are, tail end of a neat little test ride. Cool thing about this format, they don't have like a group ride. I mean, you just sign up, give them your information. They give you a wristband that says you've been checked in, and you just go grab a bike that's available and just hop on it and cruise. They've got us a cool little map to follow, but nothing crazy there. It's just it's really good. There's a lot of guys hanging out. If you want to go on a little group ride, that's good too.
So thanks for watching this video. I hope you liked it. If so, give me a thumbs up, hit me up with some comments, and hit that subscribe button. So until next time, ride safe, have fun, 2 wheels down.